everybody. This is day 2, YCS. Had a lot of fun yesterday. Like I said, if you haven't done one of these big events, regional YCS, whatever, it's definitely a lot of fun. You meet a lot of cool people, a lot of new experiences. Today, the goal is to maybe do a side event. Hoping we get a ban list today. I imagine we will get a ban list today. The whole thing with the glitch on the stream and everything, it's got to be coming. It's got to be coming. We're heading out of the Airbnb right now. We're getting all of our stuff's packed. Didn't need to bring as much as I thought we needed to. Hey guys, what's up? This is day 2 of YCS. But right now, we're gonna go inside, do some side events, do some trading, some buying, stuff like that. And yeah, we got Gabe here. Gabe rode with us, trader, and then my girl. We are here and we're gonna have a good time. So see y'all inside. Apparently the top cut is like very diverse, which is nice. Like I said, a lot of people think this format is very Rysel dominant, and Rysel is a problem, Fiendsmith is a problem, but I don't think it's the end all be all. So talking about how day 1 went, round 1 was against Marmel, against Jesse. We won the die roll, went first. He didn't have much interruption, didn't also know what the White Forest and Azamina cards did, as a lot of my opponents didn't today. A lot of people didn't understand what the Azamina cards did. Some people knew like a little bit about White Forest, as far as like, they can pitch cards and the spells and traps reset themselves. Some people knew that, but not a lot of people knew what the Azamina cards did, which is what we were going for, because that's the benefit. If you don't know what your opponent's doing, that's kind of a benefit to you. Set up the board, we had the Dragoon, the Saint. We had enough gas to have actually Dragoon and Diabell on the field, which was pretty nice. By the way, we opened up, and he went standby main. As soon as main, the first thing he did, he went Minstrel to look at my hand. He saw the board, he saw that we had Droll, Nib, and Ash in hand, so he just scooped and went game 2 pretty quick. He got it, he hand looped me, and it wasn't a big deal. We tried to play, but the only play I had left was Tails, because Diabell Star was on field, and he negated it with his Toad, so we just scooped it up real quick and had plenty of time to go into game 3. Game 3, he didn't know where to nib, and he waited till I had Dragoon on field already, so I just negated it, and we were able to just stop him. We had Ash, Dragoon, we had Saint again, basically the same. It was game 1 all over again. Didn't have Minstrel that time, but he saw that he wasn't going to be able to do much, so he just scooped. Round 2, we went against Branded. It was a 56 card pile Branded. Our game 1 lasted 40 minutes. It was a grind game, and none of us were backing down. It got to the point where this is why I love Deception so much. So it went into the grind game. Branded can recur a lot of stuff. We can recur a lot of stuff. So it was just who's going to back down first, and we don't back down. We don't back down. And it got to the point where I had 800 life points and he had 700 life points. And I saw that we only had like 6 minutes left, so I had to make it quick. We went battle phase and he was able to have some interaction, I had some interaction, but I went Dragoon to negate, and he chained Courier to negate Dragoon. And we had Deception flipped up and Soul on field. So on the resolution, after everything resolved, Deception activated. He lost 15, I gained 15. We won game 1. Game 2, we had just like 3 minutes to play. He went first, we stopped him. All he was able to do was basically put up a Masquerade and pass, hoping that he could win in time. And that might have been my fault. I could have probably won that one as well. but he had the Masquerade, and I had a good gas hand still. We witch to set, and then witch put Masquerade in the back row with Subversion. But he was able to hard draw the Branded in red, got a fusion out, and when I went battle phase just to try to get some damage in, because all I had to do was 700 damage. We weren't able to, and we just ended up going in a draw. Round 3 was interesting. It was against a Blue Eyes Primite Centurion build, and he bricked pretty hard. Game 1, passed to me. And we just had all the gas in the world, and of course, big piles like that, you're talking consistency. He did admit he played a lot of hand traps, because when he was on our turn, he tried to draw, which we did have to call by for team 1 of, and we were able to end that one pretty swift. Game 2, he went first. I didn't have no interruption, but I saw we had the talents in hand, the 1 of talents, team 1 of, baby, team 1 of, and so he was able to go basically full combo for his deck, and he ended up with a Cosmic Blazar, the level 12 Centurion, and then a level 12 Dragon that is a negate and then can destroy something. So what we did is we pitched a card to set Diabellstar effect to set, and he negated it with Cosmic. So it was cool. On resolution, talents non-target take. And he had True Light and everything set up for the Blue Eyes, and he just let it slide. So we took the 4K, I think it was like Slifer or Cypher something. It's a 4K negate and then can pop. So we took that, put it into attack mode, and then on resolution, he tried True Light effect, and I chained. He did a monster effect. We negated, because you can only do monster effects. We negated it, and then popped True Light from that, which cleared his whole board, and we were able to just swing for game very quickly. But he was a cool guy, because he was interested in the White Forest as Amino cards, and he wanted to pick my brain a little as far as like ratios and what I think of certain cards. So he wanted to pick my brain a little about the build, and we shared the spice. Yeah, Azamina Afs and Scourge of the White Forest at this point haven't come up, and for the rest of the tournament, it never came up. We did use Afs one time later on in Ryzel, but we were only able to get one because we only were able to do the Illa Sylvia with the negate, and then we were able to get the bounce one. Round 4. What was my round 4? So it was Mermail, Branded. Damn this. So yeah, it was Mermail, Branded, Blue Eyes. The Blue Eyes pile deck. And then Blue Eyes Primite again, which we ended up losing to that too because opponent had double Drill Beam, which, spoiler alert, happened again. Drill Beam is just a nutty card. Like, I'm glad Blue Eyes has their support and they can do well. And it's not an oppressive card, but the fact that, Barrel comes back and then Drill Beam resets because you have the Barrel, it's just nutty. But so it was Mermail, Branded, Blue Eyes, Ryzel, which we got our second loss with. So the Ryzel match, we won the die roll, felt pretty confident. He double chummies. He chains, he does Perulia first, and we had to call by in hand, and Droll, and Ash. So we were like, we'll let it slide. We'll let it slide, because I don't know what he's playing yet. So we held that, and we're like, okay, you know what? You're not going to get too many draws. I'm fine with a couple. It is what it is. And then we normal Sylvie effect, search Tails. Tails grabs LZ. LZ pitched a special, and he chains Fua. So we called by. He gets another draw off the LZ. He gets quite a bit of cards in his hand. He was able to stop, nib, clear the board and everything, and then he goes with the Mitsurugi cards. So I'm like, okay, pure Mitsurugi Ryzel. It was Mitsurugi Ryzel. we got to a point where that game 1 just ended pretty quick. Game 2, we sided in the Xyz Encores, which did come up. It was pretty nice because we made him go first because he sided in a bunch of cards. So we were like, okay, we'll make him go first, see how that ends up going. And it worked because he was like, I did not expect that. And we didn't draw any chummies, but we had 2 Xyz Encores, so I was feeling pretty good. All he did was basically Dweller pass, and in draw phase, we Xyz Encored the Dweller away, got the material back out. They counted as level 3s. We had a bit of back and forth, but you know, he just had all the hand traps in the world. Your opponent sometimes just has it all. So that was our next loss. We got 2 losses and a draw going into round 5. Going into round 6. So we were like, okay, we can't go further than here. Round 6, Blue Eyes Primite. He was a pretty cool guy. Game 1, we got it because he wasn't expecting what was going on. And game 1, we were able to get it. Game 2, he went first setup. We didn't have much to stop him with. And he was just able to set up a good board and went game 3. Game 3 is when we discovered the 2 drill beams because it didn't come up before then. 2 drill beams, and basically it came down to a game state where I could normal summon Sylvie effect, go full combo if he had no interruptions. But he had another drill beam that he already set. And it was like, cool. I guess he drew it at that point or whatever. I don't know how he got it because the other one was in the graveyard. I had to double check. He did have 2 drill beams and he won it off of that. So we dropped from there, and we didn't do any side events yesterday, but we went to go through trades, try to pick up some more QCRs. We met Jay fresh off the press. We got a picture with him. A few other YouTubers. We saw Pac running around. Didn't get a picture with him, but it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. And like I said, if you guys haven't experienced a YCS or major event like this, or even just a regional, I recommend it because this has been quite the experience. It's been a lot of fun, especially traveling with the team. We had fun at dinner last night. We just picked up some local Cajun food. I definitely want to do it again. It's hard because a lot of these major events are just so scattered throughout. They do announce it ahead of time, so you can kind of plan for it. But maybe down the road, we'll be able to get to more YCSs and bigger events. But for now, I mean, today the team's just going to be doing side events, more trading, watching. Hopefully, I mean, we're here for the ban list. You know, we're hoping that as soon as it's all said and done, they're going to do the announcement because we saw the glitch on the stream that we'll get our ban list today. And I'm hoping certain decks get checked. Ryzel needs to get checked. More importantly, Fiendsmith. Fiendsmith needs to get checked. Malice, I don't think is going to get checked as much, but we saw that in Stampede, the Bystials and Kashtira monsters are not getting reprints. So we'll see how the ban list ends up going. I'm hoping that it's good enough to kind of change the format and check a lot of decks. All right, Gabe, so what was your thoughts on day 1, YCS Houston?
Altogether, it was pretty good. First YCS ever, so there's always that. Saw a lot of the familiar faces in the community. Saw Jesse Cotton, saw Pac floating around. Didn't get to see Team Samurai X or MBT, but it is what it is. I would love to meet those guys, but unfortunate, just couldn't meet them. But altogether, I would say the event went pretty well. Came in with Fiendsmith Ubel. Didn't really expect the deck to be as popular as I thought.
Because there was quite a people running Ubel.
Extremely so, and there was, of course, it now wasn't a direct feature match, but one of the side feature matches that did have 2 Fiendsmith Ubel mirrors, which is wild. But the deck is still very solid altogether. I mean, a lot of that can be thanks to the Fiendsmith engine. You can only do so much, though, when you draw like either unplayable hands or just one card starter. All it takes is just one hand trap. Shout out to Blue Eyes players and the effect failures. They play like crazy. Matches-wise, Ryzeal, Malice, Blue Eyes were like my back-to-back most common matchups. Nothing really changed out of those. And I mean, for all 3 matchups, ironically, I won 3 against them, and I lost 3 against those same decks. So you may do what you can, but overall, good experience, nice people. You see everyone I've met people from Italy to Germany to downright home here in Texas, from Houston, Dallas, San Antonio. Shout out to everyone from Texas. Made lots of good trades. Got some new deck ideas. Crystron is in the making, so be prepared for that.
Yeah, I was going to ask, you're not going to be playing Ubel going forward right now, are you?
This is the last possible hurrah for a while until maybe we get Phantom of Ubel back to 2.
Never.
Yeah. But that's probably going to be the last hurrah for Yubel. I do have other deck ideas, both with Crystron, alongside with Punk and Orcus in the future. Looking forward to that Battles of Legends set coming out. But altogether, I'd say Houston did pretty well for YCS, and I'd hope to get to another one pretty soon. But circumstances be, who knows?
Yeah. All right, Gabe. Well, we'll see you in the next one. Take
Peace.
care.